however, we'll push that aside because Kathy Kelly, Reagan is already here, to talk about her spot in the West Street School building.
Talk about my spot. I thought you were telling me we had the spot. If you want to, just tell you.
So we currently have town offices down the kindergarten, first grade wing.
Yeah, that's good.
If that, don't mind what I wrote down there.
And
There's a bigger.
Oh, that's okay. I think I can see it. So, yeah, I know where you're talking, where you go down. The,
Kindergarten.
yeah, where the playground.
currently we have you at the very end, where
Yeah.
there's another, even though that door isn't being used during the day,
Yeah.
that is the room that we currently have you in.
As a ramp, if we're trying to move some of the election stuff, if we don't have that all taken care of, our goal is to be able to have elections as well.
Right, so where, in the gym, is that where you're thinking?
The auditorium.
The auditorium,
Library.
the old library.
In the old library, so you're gonna have the parking in the back there. Obviously lit up.
Mhm.
Handicap accessible,
It's already handicap accessible now.
the back, get in the back.
Two ramps.
All right, so, yeah, that should work.
And there's hopefully enough space that we can put the machines right over there somewhere, and just to be more.
Yeah, just, yeah,
Pulling
yeah,
stuff out of a closet or a room
yeah,
and setting stuff up.
yeah.
But if that doesn't happen right away, then at least there's a ramp to like bring everything back in and whatever you have to do.
Okay.
By that, it's Chauvin's class at one point, I think, right?
The one,
Miss Whalen's.
Well, it's okay, but whatever, but that's that one that's by that ramp. If the whole building isn't totally set by the time we move in there, get things in there, then, which ultimately we want that, but I'm just saying, if she's by that ramp, at least we can bring her stuff back in.
well, I mean,
So-
I guess it doesn't matter if she's in that exact room. I mean, the hallway's not that long. You
Right.
can just roll the stuff down to any of those rooms. I mean, there's a particular room that,
So I'm thinking, I mean, if the elections are gonna be in the back and everything, would it make more sense to have my office out that way too?
No, they're doing the accessibility there, so that way if we don't get to do all the monies for that other section, we'll have that section completely done for all the town offices. Plus, if they have night meetings, they can come in the back door, correct?
so we don't want to spread everybody out right now. We want to
Right.
concentrate on one part of the building for sure that we can get finished
Okay.
with the money that we have. Eventually, we want to open up the back of the building too. If we can do it now, great, but we're not gonna do a little bit up there and a little bit down here. We're gonna
Okay.
concentrate on that area where we're talking about.
Okay.
Um,
And I did mention to Mish one day that, I mean, I don't know when you actually plan on trying to start moving everybody. But I mean, I got the election in November, and I would have to involve the state in to move things around, so I would hope I would be the last to probably move and get the 2024 election year behind me.
No, we're gonna do it.
He's not surviving.
Yeah, no, he's just like, oh.
It won't be done for.
No
The
coffee.
election's over, you have nothing to do at that
The
point.
election's not over after the election. I cannot certify for 10 days after that.
There's hanging chads. or-
Maybe some of the chads will drop
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, so that won't.
do you want
It won't be
It
until,
won't be until
yeah, it won't be until.
2025 at some point.
I see how the coffee's working, I'm not drinking one in the morning.
Well, my other thought was to give you one of the other classrooms where you have the locker room that used to be for the kids for their clothing. So that way you could put your certified or whatever that nobody can have access to, and it's
The
locked,
vault.
like a vault.
So it needs to be like, you're making it a new building now. This isn't, we're not renting, so the town really has to be responsible for a, air quality vault.
We're planning on that in the downstairs for all locked documents, correct? Is that what we talked about?
There will be a fireproof area for all.
Right. The ballots have to go in there.
Yep.
I mean, right now,
But I
we're not in
think-
compliance at all for any of that.
I think what Micheline's talking about is like,
There's 20 units.
Yeah.
The vault will still be right.
Yeah.
I think what Micheline's talking about.
It's not.
But I'm saying, but there is an area that really is fireproof.
I don't know if you can, it's never been closed and open, so, but since, I don't know,
So we just don't
when you're on, it's the last time.
So we can lock them in, but we just won't be able to get them out.
That's why I was worried that we could really watch.
Yes, there's stuff to move.
So Kathy, I think what Michellene's trying to say is that first room, when you
Yeah.
walk down the hall, has that little bathroom, used to be lockers in the bathroom for the first graders.
Not kindergarten or something, right?
Right,
Yeah.
so I think whatever you have in the black vault, when you walk into town hall currently,
Right,
that could go in there.
it just has to be, that's where I'm going to,
Right,
spent a lot of money to get all that refurbished.
right,
We don't want to compromise those books.
right. Well, that's its own little separate room, I guess is what she's thinking, that'd be a good place for that, and then the actual size of the room, whether in the beginning or at the end of the hall,
Yeah,
is pretty equal.
And they're large.
The current storage you have on that wall when we walk in, is that modular? Or is that one solid piece?
no, so we gotta hire somebody, gotta hire a company, you can't have like Jeremy, because it's all balanced in that, so it comes apart. They
Okay,
have to rebuild it when they,
but I guess my question is because I don't know if that cubby area,
Is big enough?
I think it's smaller than that wall that they're on now. When I think,
I think it's height wise, for sure, thinking. I don't know though.
so,
We can have Jeremy.
we'll have to have
measure.
a.
Yeah, try to measure.
I mean, does that, any of those options, is one of those options better for you than the other?
as far as what,
Would you rather be in the room at the end or the room at the beginning of the hallway?
Room with your own bathroom or one without.
I'd say that.
My room is about this high off the ground.
Wait, I did, you might not come back.
I didn't specify, it's usable.
But there's also a bathroom right out here too, like at the end of this hall.
Adult size.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you can see this one because it's bigger. and
we're really nice.
Right,
but
colors.
over West
Yeah.
Street.
I don't know if that one's bigger, so I'll help you.
Originally, that's where I wanted it.
We have.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Well,
Senior center side.
Why?
wait, you
Well,
want to be on the
monies,
West Street
too.
side? Is that what
Huh?
you said?
So, like the West Street side where
Well, because part of that side is the original oldest part of the building. Number one, yes.
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 It's upstairs. So,
oh, you prefer.
So everybody's on the floor.
You're still gonna have to put a ramp
Oh,
though.
yeah, we're gonna have
Right.
lifts and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just-
yes,
It's just, the bottom line is, we're gonna start in this end, work and build up, and we still have the money. And we keep going, great, and then we'll.
And then we can move people around.
We'll move people around, no big deal.
Right.
So this is roughly, and hopefully there is enough money, and we can just keep
Right.
going and get the whole building done, and should be close, and that's what I think, we just need to make sure we don't run out.
Yeah.
and
Right.
have you up there by yourself.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, there are times that I will always be in that building by myself or maybe with one other person with other requirements that goes with my job.
You mean after hours?
Why do you keep looking at
I've
that?
been in that building after hours by myself. It's not scary.
Well, the thing is with that one, the kindergarten, I don't know if, because it'll have a separate entrance as well.
Here or here?
Yes.
The blue.
The
Yeah.
blue is,
This one and this one
They
share
both
an
have,
entrance.
they show a shared entrance that you can only enter that way, or you have to enter through the building itself. Both of those have that little cubby locker room where you can store stuff in and then lock it so no one has access but you.
Here, there.
Okay.
so so actually, any of those three rooms is what you're saying is available for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you would have also, like a safe for the tax collector as well, right? Or would she share the same with me?
No,
No,
we're
she.
only discussing you.
We're only discussing your
I
room.
was just wondering how this is working, looking at this, okay.
What we're looking for is your comments of what you think you need. So that as we go and move forward, we get the OPM in, we know what to try and write for specs with construction.
Okay.
Like square footage,
Yeah.
that
Do you want to
kind of
counter,
thing, whatever you're talking about,
Yeah.
right?
do you want to counter, do you need a private office area for private conversations?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is where we're going with this,
Yeah.
trying to get a feel.
Right.
Because we don't want to do this and then find out, well, not quite what you needed a little more. We're trying to get a feel for exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
Well, if you're not sharing a space with somebody, if you have the whole room, do you need a privacy area?
Yeah, so what's good is like, so right now, the way the office is, there's like that little where they used to meet. And that's really good for me to set up people that go in for genealogy stuff. Or even on the flip side, I mean, what other departments are there? Maybe have maps there for the assessors or whatever, but an area where somebody can go in and I can put them in there. They're not like in my way where I'm doing other stuff, and they can look through the books.
So do you mean like where Emily sits sometimes when I come in to see you?
No, it's at the bottom of that,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So a room like that is nice.
Yeah.
Or sometimes too go, like, when somebody wants to come in and do an absentee ballot or something, I can put them in there to do, so.
How about even like a module, one of those modular
Yeah.
things could work perfect for that, I would think.
Like this one. Right there, your
Yes.
picture.
You know what I mean, off in the corner of your room?
Yeah, just give
Chris
some
has
time
it.
to
Yeah.
see. There are people that,
was looking for
come
that.
in, not really voting per se, but they come in and they fill out an absentee ballot, or like I say, the genealogy, which they're there for an hour or so,
Yep,
looking through the stuff. They're not in the middle of my office where I'm trying to do other things.
yep.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
good to have like
Those
a,
rooms are big enough that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely
More is my.
Yeah.
something where it's table and
Yep. They really are larger than what you think.
Table.
The rooms.
40.
Give them the number to ancestry.com.
But yeah, now I know what you're saying, and I thought you were saying this, and that's why I'm like.
Alright, so you want a counter, you would prefer a side room for researchers, absentee voting, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
What do you mean, block?
Well, whatever.
Yeah, definitely a counter that
Exactly what I mean.
closes too, so people don't just come walking behind. So you know what I mean, so you have so like, maybe like
bar
a,
top?
yeah, or
Or
whatever.
Skinty town administrator.
I get it, I understand that.
Well, some people want a door like this because they think after a while, when they get older, it'll be too hard for them to open the top part over. So they just want, I call it the hockey door,
yeah, like a half door.
like a half
Yeah.
door kind of thing that opens up.
Well, just something,
Oh, I know.
yeah, I'm sure,
Okay.
cause you'll be surprised how many people
Okay.
all of a sudden,
Swag back
like,
there.
Oh, like his office, they go right down like they own it. Seriously, when he's in there with meetings and stuff. Yeah. She's like, wait a minute.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
There are other people just ignore them and just walk right down.
Well, I ignore you.
Well, you ignore me.
I go sit in your office and ignore you.
very quiet, Steve.
Thank you.
He's taking it all.
What is your square footage for records area? Do you know off the top of your head what you're storing right now?
Well,
thought Jeremy
I
was gonna
mean,
Measure that.
Kevin,
Well, that's just that one thing.
I mean, it's not, I'm not just talking about that, you gotta go upstairs,
That's what I mean.
so that whole room upstairs.
So what's the size?
It's a regular, I went in there.
12, 10 by
Which
12.
one are-
It's actually a pretty large.
Is it like the room she's in?
So you're down the hallway?
Yeah.
It's about the same size as
About the same size.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that
I
part
was
of the,
surprised how big it was when I went
was that part of
upstairs.
the original square footage?
But you gotta understand though, that has the
Yeah.
ballots and everything else that will go into the vault.
Yeah.
So I won't, if we have a vault then I can fit all the,
Most of everything in there.
Yeah, 1,500 square feet.
Yeah,
you know, then it maybe doesn't have
Must
to
have-
be that large.
right. And then I thought your non-essential, like just sandwich signs, that could be
That
stored
could-
in the basement and whatever.
Some of this, yeah, some of that.
So it doesn't have to be
because
in your
I have
office.
access to it.
Yeah,
I don't give all that stuff to Jeremy and them right now because sometimes I use it for other things and
Right.
it's just easier for me to grab the stuff that I can. But he has more the outdoors.
right.
stuff. He has
I
a
just didn't know if you
couple
could
of
take
them.
all that stuff and put your vault right there and you just have your access to it right there. You know, part of her office be.
A good chunk of the stuff upstairs in her vault would fit in the locker, I'm just gonna call it the locker room. It would fit in there. Cause I went to
Yeah,
each
you would,
department
yeah.
and I checked all their storage space, so I have an idea, like how much space they actually need. She had the largest. I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much stuff she had. But a majority of the stuff upstairs and what you had in your office would fit in the locker.
Yeah, well, there's so many records that you have to, I mean, what would be ideal to have a place is to have like all these retention things that, you know, it could be shared by everybody, But okay, here's all the stuff that can go for retention in 2024 and 2025. So we can get rid of this stuff every year. You know, because, you know, we have so many records that I have to hold for 7 years, I have to hold for 5 years, definite records that have to be in the vault. So to set up an area that would be a little more organized for all the departments, then we do the 1 year retention thing with a shredder or whatever, and get rid of those records so that we're always cleaning up and not having all this extra access of
Yeah.
paper drowning in it. So. They thought,
No, that's good.
you know, because I'm sure all departments have to keep records for a certain amount of time.
Those
No,
don't,
Whimper wasn't.
Well, and you want to get rid of them as soon as possible, because with all, it's another one of my duties is public records. And they could, people, if you have it, then you gotta look through it. So you want to try to be on top of like
You wanna be on that.
getting,
schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be one, you're saying that could be one vault for every department,
Well, it doesn't,
papers that
so
need
it
to be.
doesn't even necessarily, yeah, it should be locked, probably locked up, but I don't know per se, all the records have to be like, yeah, it should be in some sort of vault, I guess.
I guess, I think what Lynn's asking is one area for all departments. It's
For the
not just
retention
yours.
stuff, yes.
Okay,
Except for the ballots that can't be like where somebody could get at them. Those would have to be locked up in the.
Those would be like one of the places I was thinking downstairs.
there's like the old
Yeah.
convenience office.
Right.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
No, there was one room we
Not right
talked
now.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, putting all the records in.
Oh, you mean the old ESL?
Yes, the downstairs, yeah.
So it'd be secure.
But that would be different from your voting, the stuff that
Right.
you need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep
yeah.
in
That's
front
different
of-
from what's currently housed in your office.
Well, some of it's up, she went up, some of my retention stuff's
Right.
there, but the vault, the election stuff has to be treated the same way as some of the books that are indefinite records in there. Because I can't, you know, those get locked up and after 22 months I can get rid of them as long as there's nothing that comes up with elections to, you know, court order to do a recount or something.
so if we build some kind of vault area in that area
Hmm.
for that stuff.
In that area, I mean, in the basement or in her office, yes. Yeah.
And there'd be plenty of room to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Counter, I mean, absolutely. We say that.
So right now, the way it works, because of all these mail-in ballots and all this stuff, and now I've been doing advanced processing. So when I do the advanced processing, you know, then you have to lock up whatever I do that day right away. So that I have more boxes, because obviously I'm only doing like maybe 300 ballots went through on, you know, today's date, like you lock it up and put it away and then do another book of ballots, you know,
Yep.
throughout the 2 weeks that you are able to do it or whatever.
Yep.
So it does, there is.
Can you put more than one day in a box?
No,
So each one has their own
because
individual.
it has to be like, okay, if, you know, I'm documenting, I
Yep.
opened up this many, this is what was done.
Yep.
So it has to stay. I mean, you can try to make the boxes smaller and everything, but I'm just saying,
Yep.
you know, so you need the space.
Yep.
And it's really only every other year that it gets kind of crazy. I mean, then you're able to get rid of the stuff
Yeah,
after every 22 months. So,
Yeah,
No, this-
I think it's very,
She'll have room for, you know,
yeah.
little sofa,
Yeah.
coffee table.
I'm pretty much there all the time.
Maybe pull up, maybe pull
There
up.
goes that extra year, she's coming back. She's coming back an extra year.
Pull up couch, you know.
For those elections.
Yeah, she's like, wait, I gotta be back to work in 2 hours? Hang on,
I'll just sleep here.
Did you have a feeling how much area you'd like though, just out of curiosity? A preference, I should say?
I mean, all I know is like when you said something one day, and my husband and we measured like right out on West Street, that was like one big huge classroom, and I said, well, that would probably work. pretty well, so I don't know if that's kind of the same size, that was
It
the
is,
size.
Yeah.
The ones in the kid, where we're looking are a little bigger.
Bigger than the West Street side.
Okay, so
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
large.
So these are all 900, or a little more than I can't
920.
read on mine, but it's like 911, 940, 927 maybe.
okay.
They're pretty big.
Alright. I mean, I think it would work, like I said, as long as there's like, a little area that we can have people do,
The genealogy stuff.
something like that, yeah.
Yep.
But that could be right in your office
Yeah.
space. It would just be you.
And then are you gonna have,
Then
are
we
you
need
gonna
to-
have like a room for just everybody to share a copier? Is that how, probably, right? I don't think every office is gonna have a copier.
Would probably make the most sense at some point.
Put it right out in the hall and get it with the school. It was literally right in the hall outside the office, cause they had nothing else.
That's something we're gonna have to cross the bridge when we get to it.
Right.
Right now, we're
Yeah,
gonna
talk
figure out
about
where
it.
to
Yes.
The desktop.
I mean, we have that rotating office of planning,
Yep.
conservation, cemetery commission, veterans.
Yeah, where they were just gonna have file cabinets, you can probably just put the copy
Yeah.
machine in there and
Yeah.
Cause there's gonna be a conference table in there for,
Yep.
so,
for meetings, yep.
right. Right, anything else?
No, I mean, it sounds like, it'll work, so.
You're gonna love it.
Do you have a preference if you do the, town elections in the auditorium versus the gym?
No, I mean, the auditorium probably actually is,
It's larger, isn't it?
I mean, I guess the only,
Well, I mean,
you want to be able to get in and able to get out.
I
I mean, like the gym, obviously, like it used to be, you walked in,
yeah,
one way and then you went out the
Yeah.
door, which
Correct.
was kind of nice.
Yep.
You
You
know,
could do that in the auditorium.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
come in one and go out the other.
yeah, I can't
There's
visualize
ramps on
how
both.
that works.
because the
but,
gym says 2,300 square feet and the auditorium is 2,700.
Yeah, that auditorium is a little bigger.
I thought they were.
Yeah. And they could get in and out there too.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
some of the election stuff, you get right off the auditorium, all those rooms that are
Yeah,
there.
but it's never a mad rush to.
You could actually
Store this.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right there.
Well, yeah, that would be great to.
Yeah, 'cause we-
Future.
700.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be so much convenient.
Yeah.
The convenience for you.
You
I
have
mean,
both
so-
of those,
so
right?
try
Like
to-
it's in the
Aren't those both
auditorium.
rooms off it?
So obviously it's not,
Yes. You have these rooms too.
would you say the auditorium is about as big as the East Meadow cafeteria that I used to have the election in?
I think
I
the
would say no.
cafeteria is
Cafeteria is
larger
larger.
than the auditorium.
Well, there's also the cafeteria,
Which is, yeah.
which is 3,500 square feet.
Well, that, okay, so.
And
then
an
we open
election
that
actually used
one
to
out.
be West Street cafeteria.
I mean,
That was a gymnasium for
So
an.
either one could work.
any of those spots could work.
Yeah, the old place.
It's like, any of those spots could work, but if the upper part isn't done yet, you can always go to the cafeteria.
Yep.
So the problem is, would you be fixing the parking lot?
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the
yes.
front?
Oh,
Because at West Street, I must have had an ambulance there once every election. Somebody falling off the curb there.
That'll be made indoor.
That'll all show.
It's not gonna, you're not gonna have a step up there.
There one lady one time lived there and she was driving on the sidewalk.
Oh, God.
I can see that.
She's on the sidewalk there.
The building checks it out.
Pretty soon we'll all be driving on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, any of that, I mean, now with so many people that like to do it by
Mail.
mail, I mean, what would be nice is for me to have an area to be able to like do the advanced processing instead of all crammed in my office like it is.
Yep.
So that's nice, which, another reason of maybe having, another little room or whatever where we can set up. So the traffic isn't as bad as it used to, and of course, back in the day when we were at West Street and they had the level machines, there was only 9 machines, and then you got in there and you did the level. and-
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And so what happens is, that's why there were so many lines, because people would get in there, they were reading the thing, and they were doing this. Now you just go and you fill in the oval like you're playing Keno, and then you and then it's like, there you go. And
It's Keno.
Remember those tests where they call them the Iowa test?
Oh
back
my
in the day?
God, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do. You tell people, fill the circle, and they go, huh, let me make an X.
No.
Let me make a check.
Sorry.
Why is my ballot not going through? Well, other than that.
It has color.
The direction says, do not do this, do not do this, do this.
So it sounds, like it looks like it's going in a good direction, so. Of course, it's all gonna be tested with, make sure it's healthy to go in there, right?
We've already had them there.
I already done it. That's one of the first things we already did.
Yep. So it's environmentally safe. Hell, we're all gonna be in there. We want it like,
Yeah.
we want it good.
I wanna be able to claim workers' comp.
If you haven't been able to yet, you ain't gonna be able to.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to have a bird. I go on one day and it's all of a sudden we're like, okay.
Something's not right here.
Also, just because it's your line of work, her question she asked me one time, and I just thought of it just now. Would there be a security alarm because she's there at night by herself? Would there be like a panic button or whatnot she could
Yes,
put in her
Chris
office?
Talked about that before.
Okay, it's something that she mentioned. I just want to make
Well,
sure.
yeah, because,
Yeah, no, I just want, because you mentioned, I want to make sure
When
everybody's
she,
here.
when she sets off during the day, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, the one she sets after it, yeah.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
Who has fob number 3? Oh, I think that's me.
Just curiosity, have you ever had to use it for real, not by accident, that you've actually needed it?
No, luckily, no. Luckily, no.
But the way,
I mean, there was one
Yeah.
time I was like a little concerned. But then it was okay.
But you're gonna have other people in the building with you. most of the time,
Yeah.
Except for the weekends. that's what you're saying.
Well, yeah,
But we are also thinking about having the doors automatically, all doors automatically lock at a
At
certain
certain
time.
times, and
Yeah.
okay,
fob entrance and.
And they're only open for your card key. We all have
Yeah.
card keys here now.
yeah,
It'll be the same thing. The card key will be the only thing that can unlock.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty much a big believer of trying to have two people together all the time anyways. Yeah, it's just sometimes it is what it is.
Town administrators is a mechanic in his office.
so
Stay
then,
there and be there for, as the second person.
so then refresh my memory, if it's after hours, are people gonna come in this door between the first two or the door at the end?
I think we were talking the door.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I have time, I mean, at least the requirements now for voter registration isn't 8 o'clock anymore, it's 5 o'clock though. Then it might be like Friday at 5 o'clock, so, or a Saturday up to 5 o'clock. So yeah, there's times I'm gonna have to be in the building that no one's gonna be like around.
Just so you know, Kathy, when we do move up there and we get the doors locked, there will be cameras on any entrance that will be recording to a computer.
on top of the fact that you'll be able to see anybody coming in, because
Yeah.
all these buildings are
All
windows, all
Yeah.
windowed.
Okay,
So
but
you'll
the
see something
biggest
coming
thing
up.
is we are gonna have security cameras.
Yep.
here.
Good. Well,
So-
that's-
So that if something happens,
Yeah.
we can go back and look at the tapes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like we have installed the picture, it's more of a security camera.
Mhm.
We're looking at your ballot box now,
Yeah, yeah.
to make
right,
sure people can't stuff it.
Right,
Okay,
right,
but also if you're there after hours and you have an issue, we can go back
right.
and look at what's been recorded.
Well, that's good.
Okay, now, I'm just saying, because we are looking at safety all the time.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, if you hear something, Jim, just call. We're right around the
Yeah.
corner now. Well, we'll be right around the corner, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's the 36, that's kind of fun.
But no, safety is one of our.
Yeah, well, yeah, you want it to be, Cool. You don't know, there's a lot, a lot of crazy, I mean, we didn't get hit with any of that First Amendment stuff.
Don't jinx us.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I got like signs everywhere. Employees only, can't go in, can't go in.
Cool.
All right,
Any
well,
other concerns on you?
Yeah. Anything else you're thinking?
I think at this stage, no, I mean, you guys are looking at the vault, which is important to me, because like I said, we don't wanna compromise those books. Get a lot of compliments on how good the books are, and shape, and I wanna keep it that way.
Yep.
And, got the election stuff, sounds like that will work, whether it's cafeteria or up there, whatever. Sounds like if you have to do one part of the building first, we'll probably do the election in the cafeteria or
Or gym,
gym.
Yeah.
depending on what we do at the cafeteria.
Yeah, you know, and the first election probably to be held, and there would be the May of 2025 anyways, I would think,
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
hopefully,
you know.
fingers crossed.
So it's a low election year, so
Yeah.
that's good. I don't know what your situation for town meetings are gonna be, still probably East Meadow, right?
Well,
No,
it depends if we get, the auditorium running.
Do you think it'd be that big to hold that many people?
I know, surprisingly, I agree, surprisingly, I don't think it is, but we measured it and it's just as big as the gym that we're currently using.
I mean, I guess you can always have it set up where
You've got the
there's another
stage.
room.
two.
with the-
Here's the
There's two,
There's
there's
two
two
rooms.
right off there.
One on the side.
Okay,
Yeah, we could set up the TV screen.
You might need an assistant moderator.
that was, I was gonna say with the.
Yeah.
So that might be an issue.
But I'm just saying is we
Yeah.
can set the whole of them up with a microphone system and
Yep.
speaker
Yep.
system. Yeah, just do it that way.
You still need somebody in there though.
I understand.
Yeah, you do.
I understand.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right, not worrying about that, 'cause we,
Instead
well,
of having runners, you just need assistant moderators.
right, and we always have, we always have East Meadow until we figure out how we're gonna run the show.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, it sounds you guys are doing a lot of work, so sounds good.
If you think of anything else, go ahead and email.
Email Dale.
Okay.
Dale will get it out to the community.
Yep. Any other concerns that might come up?
There's, oh,
And again,
yeah,
if everything goes well and we can do the whole building, then we'll readdress
Yeah.
Yep.
the front of the building.
okay. And so we're officially like the senior center and all that, so it's just gonna be
Right here.
the front.
Yep.
And part of the cafeteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
So that way, hopefully, once we
Two
get the
and then-
kitchen up and going too, they can access that to feed them all.
Yeah,
And us.
And you.
Then maybe you won't have to order meals.
and we're thinking about,
well, I mean,
On Saturday.
well, I used to, like, buy stuff and heat it up there for them and that, which was a pain, cause
Yeah.
I'm around doing all this stuff, but, I mean, now it's
Just
just,
all right there, you know.
yeah, I mean, then the school said I couldn't use it anymore, and then it was this and that, and so, then I just started catering it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good, that works.
Did you
Okay.
have something else?
so I was gonna say, and there's a, we're thinking of a break room. For all the employees.
All employees.
Well, yeah.
So you don't have to go to the cafeteria to eat and have your break.
Right.
If you wanna be alone and not see anybody in the public,
Yeah.
there'll be a break room.
Just get a rest.
Yes.
No, there's not gonna be a couch in there. right?
No, I said rest. I didn't say
Rest.
Nap.
a
Put your
rest,
class on the
sleeping.
table and close your eyes, that's your rest.
Be just like you're in high school all over
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
That was the time.
All right,
I never
Well,
had.
thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
For your time,
Yep.
and, if I think it's about something,
So you really don't have to issue with your son.
notes.
No, that's okay. Just shoot me an email.
You'll go home and you'll be thinking about
Yeah.
something else. that comes.
And just
And as we get
Dale,
closer to actually starting to build that room out, then we'll say, hey, here's where we're at.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right. Obviously, before we start doing anything in the building, we'll have to come in and say, look at how does this look?
I think 5
You know,
15.
so I mean, like some of the stuff like that I have, like the counter I actually have in my office was a counter that was over at Kellogg Hall. I mean,
Nice.
And now it's gonna be over at West Street Building.
Yeah.
so is that what you guys plan on taking that stuff, or are you gonna actually have like some,
I would rather have it.
Yeah.
we're talking about the counter? Yeah.
yeah,
Instead
kidding.
of trying to grab something and
Bottom
try
line.
and figure it,
Right.
figure it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
But like tables, desks,
I think
chairs.
it's applicable to what you're doing at the time.
no, it's historic. I think we need to keep it.
Don't even go there, Mish.
So Kathy,
Today's video.
just to make sure you don't have a
Historic
preference
Society.
on any of those 3 rooms on that side.
just the space is good.
Oh, okay,
And I have windows, you said they're all windows.
Yep, the only
Oh, we
difference,
didn't say we're gonna tent all.
the only difference is the first two rooms have the little,
The cubby.
The cubby
Yeah.
and then the last one didn't.
Yeah, I mean, whatever will fit my unit,
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah,
I mean, that's a big thing.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just thinking note that we talked to Jerry.
That's
And then I have to call somebody, the, systematic company to, when the time comes, because, yeah,
Mhm.
it's all balanced and they have to
Why-
rebuild it,
Why would I rebuild?
so, you know.
I read heavy struggle there.
So, spinning it around, it doesn't fall on me.
Cabinet considered a vault?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it rotates.
Yeah, it does.
It's got like door.
Yeah.
And yes, you do have to have it balanced out. All that happy stuff.
Yep.
before you-
Right.
I just put the heavy stuff at the bottom, the light stuff at the top.
All right, we have our next.
Must have
people.
ruined
I don't know about that.
5:15. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know, I mean, it is, gosh, what is it? 15 years old?
Close to it,
Yeah, maybe.
close to it.
Yeah.
If you want, I can go back and look it up.
Yeah, probably 16, because I had it over at the other place, and we've been, what, 14 years? Okay.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. You have a good evening.
You as well.
Kelly, you know what that was for? Because I'm making notes. That's the one. But on my agenda.
Well,
Oh, there you
Let
go.
anybody know if I
Oh,
should
she
do
changed it.
anything.
You changed the agenda?
Thanks, Chris. All right, see everybody.
Have a good evening.
First day, right?
Yeah, no Sunday, or Friday and Saturday.
Because we got booted from the other one.
Yeah.
Don't you dare say that.
Friday and Saturday.
Don't you dare say.
No shot.
Ask-
Okay.
I don't want
No,
to
no,
hear
they
it.
said there's some flush to build.
Ready for the
Think this year.
19 inches, they said.
That's what I wanna hear is.
Dakota, if you want to come on over.
I know it's 2 minutes early compared to we're ready.
Think it started while.
I don't know, we're not running the journal.
Should we continue?
What time do you have?
We don't have a lot of time.
Oh, I thought we had no time.
See, here you are, trying to get me discombobulated.
No, no, I just want to make sure
Make sure what?
that we didn't have a set time, so we didn't,
Yeah.
I can do it now.
That's.
I think in the email said.
Come on. Are you?
Hello, Dakota, Michelle.
Right here.
Right.
Yes.
So
So-
you're,
So you just heard everything we just did with Kathy, so we basically want to get some ideas of what you want in your space, what you need in your space.
So I'm gonna refer to Michelle on a lot of the day-to-day operations. I know Greg's on his way, so hopefully we have some.
thanks for the warning.
He wasn't invited. I'm sorry.
I didn't invite him.
Should we wait? For Brian? Did we say 5:15?
we did say that.
Okay, we can wait a couple minutes.
I know, it's the same thing. Yeah. I watched the
Well,
show.
waiting, can we talk about the OPM walkthrough? Or should we
Yeah,
wait?
go ahead.
So we had the walkthrough with the OPMs. There was, what, 8 there?
Thank you for that report.
Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, there was, I think there was 8. I can't,
Yes, there was a.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought the-
actually, you know what? We could probably approve the minutes before we talk about the OPM last meeting.
You all have your set.
Take a look at the
Oh,
meeting.
I have my statements.
Mhm.
So you can rest.
Uh,
There.
I thought it was too in this space, way too. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes? You guys have time to read them yet?
I did, so I'm just ready to see if we're reading. I
wasn't here, so.
did, motion to approve minutes as read.
As read.
As written. I read them. I read them, so
Read them as they were written.
I read them as they were written and I asked for approval of their written minutes.
From February. Nothing.
From the 27th of February.
Second,
Second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. All right, back to the OPM walkthrough. We had
Can
six.
I ask a question?
Yeah.
Wait,
Under
Not
the-
after we
No,
approve them.
under minutes. You have the minutes of 2/15/24 meeting were unanimously approved on February 27th.
Yeah, right, February 27th,
wait, what?
March 5th.
Do we meet on 2/15?
The dates are incorrect. You say.
Wait a minute, the minutes from 2:15, and you don't see it from.
Did we meet on the 15th? I thought we
We
met.
met,
Oh, yeah, I think we did.
we did.
Yep.
We were supposed to meet on the snow day,
On 13th.
right? And then we met
So
2 days
did we meet
later.
on the 14th?
We met the 15th.
We moved it to the 15th.
We met that Thursday, West Street Building Committee,
Yep.
4 o'clock,
Mhm.
West Street School.
And then we went up to the public safety
And then we
complex,
go to the other complex. That was,
15th, yep.
All right.
2:15.
I might not have been there. But it's in the calendar, put in the calendar.
Any other questions for this?
Hmm.
Back to the OPM discussion. So we had 6 potential responders to the RFP. Yeah, OPMs came in. Or representatives of OPMs. Walked through the building with them. Were they not? Not all of them were OPMs.
Did I say a word?
I saw the rolling eyes.
I didn't say a word.
Yeah, you need to. But, question. We didn't have a lot of questions, really, I didn't think.
I'm assuming you guys have
Well,
informed them enough that they didn't really have questions at
No, we
that
went
time.
into everything and we kind of.
Chief, would you like to render your version of the walkthrough? Because apparently Madam Chair doesn't remember it that well.
No, I didn't,
Well,
well,
they asked some questions. I mean, they're just, what are you planning on? Like, are you redoing the electric and, the furnaces? And they had certain questions and more like in the maintenance control areas. When you walked into the rooms, there weren't many questions. It
No.
was kind of just like, okay, so we're just refurbishing this, just maybe take some of those countertops out. The low ones, get those things gone and clean it up and, we explained through it that, all the windows and doors, exterior windows and doors would be done. And, what we'd like to see for like mini splits and stuff like that. So there was some questions, I think they were kind of individual here and there. Everybody was kind of there. One person would ask a question and we just kind of see everybody write something down. So, hopefully we get some responses. What I think do tomorrow.
Yep. By 1 o'clock.
got nothing so far.
I don't know if it's out of the ordinary. I think,
Well, I think part of the problem is it's not really a big project, even though it seems big to us, right?
I know.
So some of the OPMs want, this is not their priority, all wax. I say that
We're
with
gonna
no
get them in tomorrow.
experience.
They'll
but-
come.
Yeah.
They'll come.
But technically, let's not, we just need one.
That's right.
Well, we need one good one.
Well, yeah, no,
Right.
but, no, it's, no,
Well,
it's
I mean-
better than zero.
So if only one comes in and we don't think they're
I know.
qualified, we don't take them.
Yeah, so that's the
But
other
get
thing.
back out again, yes.
Yeah,
But how are you gonna tweak it,
To make it more
make it more,
enticing.
yeah.
I don't think it needs to be tweaked.
Let's cross
Maybe
that
people-
bridge when we
Maybe
come to
people,
it.
yeah, maybe
Part
people.
of the problem you're gonna run into
No problem.
is these firms that came. A lot of them are engineering firms, mechanical engineering firms. And a couple of them have indicated they'd rather bid on the design portion, not the OPM portion. So you may run into that issue where they don't want to be the OPM, but they do want to be the
They want-
designer of the
okay.
project.
You just don't want the responsibility involved.
Okay, that's, like I said, who was it, called me, I think it was, the one out of Westfield.
Well, without an
Time
opinion, they
bomb.
can't put on
Time bomb.
anything, so it doesn't.
Time Bond called and said, I talked to the gentleman, and he talked a little bit, and he said they probably would want to put the bid in for the design work, not the OPM. Okay, so You may run into that with a couple other times, I don't know.
Associated companies did too.
So with this being said and all that, so you're basically trying to, basically saying that, what, we won't have a problem for a designer.
No,
We're gonna have a problem with finding an OPM.
potentially, yes. That may be the problem.
Cross that bridge tomorrow
Yeah,
at 5.
yes,
Nope, one.
one.
And,
But 5, you know
And-
it's a problem.
and the firms here that are the real OPM firms think this might be too small for what they need.
One of them did indicate that, that was Colliers. He
But
was
time-
bringing- He was bringing it back to his bosses,
Yeah.
but he thought it was a little too small for them.
Under their scope.
But Ty and Bond are OPMs.
Yes,
They just would prefer the design portion.
yes,
But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
but that's all I'm pointing out, that
Yeah,
I was contacted by one, so I know one is gone. Potentially 2 are gone that walked the building,
Right.
so we're down to 6.
Down to 4.
And then, you know,
And one of them out of Boston.
It's 5:16.
I think,
He's not gonna make.
All right.
I was to say, I think Jimmy,
Jim
I do
just
too, I think that's what's just walking in.
yeah, Jim just pulled in.
Yeah, he said he wasn't coming, but maybe he made it. All right, so let's go back to the assessors. So as you were saying,
Meeting or a general, I guess we meet in our office obviously now. So
I'm sorry, you what?
we meet in our office now that are monthly, weekly meetings.
sure.
Are you guys gonna have a general
Yeah.
area?
yes, we were talking about like, the planning,
Jim,
veteran services cemetery, there's gonna be like, one meeting that, people would have some like filing cabinets to store their stuff, and other than that, it's just a meeting room. That everybody would have access
Because
to.
it'll scale back our office a lot if we don't have a table. That meeting room area. You said we're small as it is. I don't know what we gave you guys for square footage originally.
That's not on there, this is just kind of, this was. just
520 square feet.
Estimating where we put you in. We talked about maybe putting the assessor and the collector in the same office space, that way. You just kind of work hand in hand anyway.
So Michelle's saying no.
No to what? I'm requesting that I do not be in the tax collector's office. Only because there's a lot of reasons why. She's very busy at the beginning when she sends bills out and when the bills come back. It's loud, there's lines, and she's got money in her office and there's no privacy. And in my office, I will need privacy and quietness to focus. And when she has all those people in, they like to come in, they like to chit chat, and it's a lot to concentrate when there's a lot of noise going on, a lot of activity and people in and out all day long. And so I'm requesting that our offices be not together.
Well, what if we have a wall between the, so we currently have this big long 900 square foot room. What if you put
A wall to the
a wall? Jimmy, are the modular walls, are they up to the ceiling? So they would be privacy walls, or are they?
No, these wouldn't,
Okay.
would not address the concerns. Is there a requirement where adjacencies would be important between the two?
It would be nice because sometimes she sends people into my office, so
Well, it's all down the same hallway.
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, we don't have to be right next door.
So we made an assumption that it was, the adjacency was like a requirement.
Yeah,
So
no.
convenience, but, okay. So when we look at this, maybe we decide to put something in between them,
Or you put the treasurer with the tax collector,
or something like that.
and
so
with
that-
the assessor with the
Chris, that's what you thought in the beginning too, right? Treasurer with the tax collector?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes. But eventually you may combine that position into
That, and they probably have all the same monetary issues where they have checks and money and things that need to be locked up, and so I think
So the room dividers don't go to the ceiling, but I guess if we have residents in talking about,
Right. That's just what we do with modular. They actually build a wall.
Yeah, that would be a different story.
Right.
Which,
Wouldn't be hard to do.
no, probably be less money. When I say modular stuff, I'm talking about system furniture, that the walls go up 65 inches.
Yep.
It's okay for office space, but if you're dealing with confidential,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Floors, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not a big deal. They're
Right.
pretty-
If you're gonna put a wall between, to make the room into two rooms, you still have one door going into, so one person's gonna go through.
And then you're gonna need another door.
Make like a small entryway.
Yeah, a little bit.
Into your office.
And it goes there, and then the wall's here, so you have a walkway,
Oh,
door.
Yep.
door.
yeah. So smart.
I'm not.
You did that so nicely.
Yeah.
We all understood it.
Congratulations, you're the new designer.
Yeah, like I know. I'll get my crayons out.
Yeah.
The only thing with
Stay in the
that
bubbles.
is so when Nicole has people come into her office, like there's literally a line of people.
There'll be an entire hall for them to line up.
Actually, what we could,
I don't know how
So-
disruptive
so
that
when
would
we-
be
when
for
we meet
like,
with her-
because if it's gonna echo.
when we meet with her, then maybe that vestibule becomes a
A seated area,
seated
make it
area.
a little bit wider.
Yep.
And like put chairs and coffee table.
It'd still be a lot.
No
more
coffee
space
table.
going.
In and out. They can sit.
Oh,
in
let's
that-
have a coffee machine. Or, yes,
Curate
I think we should, yes.
some.
Yeah, I really think we should, yeah. I don't think so.
Cookies.
Well, that's what the kitchen can bake then.
So the other,
the kitchen.
yeah,
Number and have.
Right,
like the RMV.
there you go.
right.
Just like the RV, but we'll have more comfortable
Do you have
chairs.
TV running?
I'd like to think they're gonna be more efficient.
Okay, so you don't want to be.
That's if we have to put you guys together, but we really don't have to put you together. We could put you with somebody else.
Yeah, I would love to be with the building inspector because we would share things and I would love to be paired
That's what
with
these
him.
meetings are about.
Yeah. Because he could share his information and because I'm always trying to find out, did you go out to a property? What does it look like? Where are they in the process of building? And that would relieve some stress on our assessors going out and me bugging them going.
You guys have a general design for offices or what you plan to do, or are you looking for input from us?
That's what we're here
That's
for.
what we're trying to find out from all of you guys. what
Michelle,
you're
if
doing.
you were with the building inspector, would you still need any sort of privacy?
So I do have people come in and talk about abatements and exemptions, which are very confidential that nobody else should know.
So you would need either have some sort of privacy in there or go out to another, to the conference room,
Yeah,
or wherever that room is that we're gonna have a table.
yeah. I would like to keep a table in our office because we do have people come in and, you know, sometimes it's hard for the elderly to be standing at a
Conference.
half counter.
Yeah, your little.
Yeah, yeah, so I would,
I just, yeah, I'm
Please.
all for a table, I just didn't need a meeting.
yeah, that would be nice. We
Table.
can have like a
Yeah,
meeting.
it'd be
table.
nice to be at a normal sized table at some point.
The rooms are big enough. for
Do
them.
you,
Yeah.
do you need a counter?
I will need a counter because I can't have people access to the whole office. I will need to be able to separate them from like front office, back office. Because I have a lot of confidential information out and I can't always just close it and put it away when somebody comes in.
Yeah, we have our maps out front before our counter now that people can go through.
Yeah.
But a lot of those are going online though, aren't they?
So enough,
So
maybe we'll have less visitors.
that's what I'm saying, you know. They are going online, so.
What else?
Storage. Storage, file cabinets and stuff. I'm sure we can. Who's on this one?
900?
We're splitting it. I'm sure we'll have plenty of room. It's bigger than what we have now, so.
Right.
And there'll be more overflow storage that.
Right.
Upstairs
right.
where you'll have access to that. too.
For like retention.
So stuff that's not.
What's your record retention schedules?
It's a good question. Sure, it hasn't been done a little bit.
Michelle, do you know what your record retention schedule is?
I have it.
What is it?
Oh, it depends on what the document is. It's all over the place.
So what's like the
Some are-
longest?
Some are like for maps are forever. Property cards, because if we put them online, then we won't have to have paper, but we have to have paper from before, so some of the paper record cards,
For how long do you need to have those?
those are forever until digitized. And then I don't know about the applications. I think that abatement applications might be, but I have to go through the schedule.
Because Kathy Kelly was talking about having a record retention area for everybody. So it could be organized and just get rid of this stuff now, all this stuff.
Right, like 2024's, this here's her stuff that's going in 2024, your stuff that's going in 2024, whatever. You know,
Come end of that period.
get the shredding coming in common.
All right, so assessor and collector, no. Assessor and building inspector, yes.
Anybody who goes within the post office is gonna have a tough time because there's a lot of people that go in and out.
Treasurer and tax collector would probably.
Yeah. Which is a lot.
I agree.
Counter table storage,
Normal stuff.
Do you want like a counter with a door,
I
like
need,
a pass through?
so people
like
shut
in
it.
Nicole's office right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be good because right now I have a chain. That
right.
I bought that says
Do not pass.
no employees.
Because you can't shut that, right, anymore, right? Is that what you were showing
You
me?
can shut it, but it's really heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
It's
I
like
prefer to
putting
go
this up
to-
on against the wall.
Yeah.
Heavy.
I call it the hockey door because I know hockey. Otherwise, you want to call it a half door.
Dutch door,
Dutch door, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
doggy door.
Although technically, I think the Dutch door is both the top and the bottom, and they're just split in the
Uh-huh.
center.
Can you research that for me so I know exactly?
And you guys are open at
I'd like
night?
that answer.
It's, I don't know. Do you have night hours?
You just have meetings, your meetings are at night, but you don't have business hours in it.
So public doesn't come in at night for you guys, but you
Just
will
our
come in with, what?
Just our meetings.
Right, okay, all right.
Were they ever open at night though?
Yes,
So we'd like that
when the
again,
selectmen would meet, the assessors would meet also.
Right. like one night a week?
Like a month or one.
It was actually, it was twice a
I
month.
was gonna say,
Twice
what's
a
the
month.
select board meetings are?
First and third Mondays of the month, usually this.
But the public doesn't come to those.
Sure.
They did.
So I
And
think-
then
Public meeting did.
Oh,
it's for the people who work.
Actually, all the officers were open
Yeah.
during the selectmen's meeting.
Yeah.
Town clerk, collector,
we get all-
assessor,
Business could be done after business hours.
yes. And it was guaranteed they were open at least 2 nights a month.
Most people work
right,
the hours. that-
right, everything's open.
Right.
When you guys moved out of the Kellogg Hall up to Vienna.
Yeah,
Is that something that's gonna be addressed when we all get together?
Yes.
Yep.
Then yes, we're gonna be open.
Well, that's one of the benefits of bringing everybody back
Yeah.
together. is So look at that.
Dakota, you were talking too about like a conference area. Kevin, can you just show them like what we were?
Yeah, I was telling them that, I think you call it this room with because of the veterans agent probably just needs like a secure filing and planning as well. And, conservation, I think that's saying it, cemetery. And then in that, they'd have some filing cabinets for themselves, but then there would be a large conference table that you guys could hold your meetings in. So. That was the
Worked
thought.
for us.
Okay.
Any other concerns or wishes or for the space?
Is there built, I know some rooms have built-ins, are they can be, are they saying,
Built in.
Cabinets?
yeah, whatever.
I think most of those, they're so low.
They're teeny.
They're gonna go.
But if you have any other questions or concerns, email Dale with any future ones so that she can get it up.
Dakota, do you have to have access to the assessor's office when you have your meetings at night?
Sometimes it's helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, the computer.
If she has a table, or if they have a table in their room anyways, they can meet there or at the conference table.
The table should be better than, bigger than your little.
Table.
Yeah, I've seen your
Not even a
table.
full.
Yeah, I've seen your table, it should have to be bigger than that, but
TV table?
it's, we're in touch.
Yeah.
We very rarely have residents come to our meetings, but in the event we do, we'll just move them somewhere else.
Great. Nothing else?
We're good.
And did you hear Chris saying earlier too about the security cameras for safety?
Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah. Everything will be fobbed, so people will be access to look at your log access. Right, yeah.
And they're talking about having all the doors locked, so you have to come in with your key. Fob. For security.
Electronic.
That's for all the employee doors, the front door. During business.
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
after business hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll automatically
We're also
lock.
looking at have it automatically lock. I think the system you have,
Yeah, can do that.
you can automatically lock the door at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So you don't have to worry about running up to the lock, it just automatically secures itself.
Does the alarm automatically set
It's not that fancy.
at a certain?
We don't
Just
have-
watch the door.
You
No, you have-
don't want the alarm to automatically set if you're inside the building.
Well, that's what I'm
No,
asking.
no, this is more just okay, it's 8 o'clock, the doors are locked.
Okay.
Now, somebody do a quick walk around, make sure everybody's out of there and whoever's last out, set the alarm and good for the night.
And if you're not, the police will be down there.
That's right, we'll be down to see it.
They're right up the road,
Yeah.
Minute and 40 seconds.
Right around the corner. Literally.
maybe 45 seconds, and they put the wee on.
They put the rule
Oh, the wheels,
Oh my goodness.
the wheels.
on.
Great. So any other issues, just email Dale and she'll get them to us.
And as we get closer, we'll have another meeting just to kind of say,
This is what
Yeah.
we're doing. This is how, yeah.
Oh, I did hear Kathy mention timing, when this was gonna happen.
Mm.
What's proposed?
And
End of March,
end of March of 2025.
25.
Only because we're finding delays and things, so it's pushing our calendar, which we all expected to.
Right. Yep.
But
well, yeah, that works better for us too. At the end of the year is hard, really hard. So the later the better for us.
Well, see, we're looking at the sooner the better for us.
Yeah. But November would be a mess because it's tax classification, it's the end of the year, we're trying to get our taxes set, trying to box everything up, that would be,
We're saying March.
yeah.
We want to be done, so between March and June, whatever, when the
Yeah, that
lease
would
is
be
up,
yeah,
gives us,
Time to, yeah.
nothing has to happen on a weekend, you know.
yeah.
Right. We'll see, we're gonna see how late.
It might over.
Put
Right.
red tape on the ones that you need to open first.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. All right.
Very good.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
for coming in.
Just one question, can I see where, just as an idea, like where, what hallway? I don't remember.
Being a kindergarten first grade hallway,
Oh, okay.
so.
Is there gonna be stipulations on how we can access the building if it's after hours for us?
Mhm.
Key card?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be able to still.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
this would have been this.
Like, there's just this back entrance over here, thinking that would be. your
Oh, so this
access,
is West Street.
disarm the alarm.
This is the
just-
cafeteria. So main hallway, the old
Oh, yeah,
office.
says I remember.
This is the first area, so kindergarten hallway.
Whose classroom?
She said her.
Probably going to keep that in.
Well, whose classroom did you say?
exit door,
Isaac's,
So they can reset it before they walk out.
Exactly.
he was the last class in there before they moved
Uh-huh.
over.
Very cool.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You too, thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
Evening.
Micheline, the meeting's still going on.
I was gonna say, do we not have to?
Like, I'm out of here.
Oh, are you asking for a 2-minute recess?
He's serious.
Okay, well, we'll wait.
2-minute recess.
2-minute recess.
Is that, it's not off.
It's not off.
Can you shut it off?
We're in a recess.
Alright.
Out of water.
So that,
Ah.
Nicole couldn't come to the meeting, so she did send an email about her wants and needs. Gail, since you have it in front of you, can you?
No,
oh,
go
no,
ahead.
Jim has it. Jim, you want to summarize some of it? Go ahead.
You're making, I'm gonna absorb it in myself, dude.
Is that the biggest one?
I'm gonna make sure it's good.
You want to get your.
Not yet.
Oh, they're good.
I love
They aren't the biggest, that one's really good.
that. Good, because the chair gets the biggest.
Slump days.
Flump. I haven't heard that word.
It's not the biggest. I know, that's okay.
I want an inside one. I don't know why people like the edges. I like the inside.
I like any put on a brownie.
No, I like the insides, the gooey.
Okay.
All right, so
So basically, they go through a process, the billing process, where they sit around and stuff envelopes and so they need space to do that. Now, I don't necessarily think that's space they need on a permanent basis. That may be space that they
Reserve a room.
reserve a room. They get a special key to keep everything locked up for privacy and for whatever length of
Maybe
time
it's
it takes to do that.
That big conference room
Yeah.
for a couple of days or whatever.
Maybe for a couple of weeks, and then versus giving them space within their own space.
No, I agree.
well, but if that's the case, can those other people use that room while it's locked under key? Or all
Probably
locked
not,
up?
probably not.
Right, so,
So,
well,
but this is the type of thing we don't want to give space
For possibly a couple times a year.
for something, exactly, they're only gonna use 2 weeks out of the year.
Why couldn't we just have a larger table put in their room?
Again, if that's all it is, then fine, but if they're needing space to sort out, and, I don't, how many residents, how many tax bills go out, I don't know what the process is, there may only be a couple of them that that can do it.
Right.
It may take a couple of weeks for them to get through the whole process.
Well,
I would say,
It's done in their tiny office. And that little section, that when you walk in, that kick out is storage, and behind it, the lady at that desk does all that, and she stores all the boxes in front of that.
so my point is, if they can't do it within the confines of the space that we're allocating, then we're calling the others flex space, right?
right, right.
And they can reserve that. The other stuff they're talking about here, the section was pulled from the Massachusetts Tax Collector's Manual, security within the collector's office. They should be laid out within the system exclusively for barriers such as cashier's windows, lockable drawers, all that common sense stuff if you're handling
Correct.
cash. Need protection for nights, weekends, we already talked about that. Collector considered protecting office safe and vault within. An approved alarm system connecting to the police.
Yeah.
Well, we're not connecting to the police. We go to a 24-hour
Right.
monitoring service.
That forwards it, right. And I think she's kind of talking about, the way I read it was kind of Kathy's panic.
That's my
too,
thought.
like,
It's a
We're
lot.
talking about alarm buttons,
Right.
I'm assuming these
way,
are panic buttons.
yes.
Tax collector.
Everybody in that,
treasurer,
in the
lock
annex has a panic.
Door that's separate from their.
Collectors should maintain accurate records of those who own the building office keys.
Neighbor lives easier than the
So,
rest of the.
I don't think they're asking for anything we're not already aware of.
Jenna's suggestion that we put them in one of the first 2 rooms on the left-hand side, because they do have those locked little cubbies.
You can, the locker room with the cover, you can put a door on there and lock it up.
And if we put the tax collector and the
Put the
treasurer together,
tax collector and
money
treasurer
is
together.
be
So,
get her lock and key at all times, really. Yeah,
I don't think they're asking for anything that's,
So the space that we picked out for them for the 2 room should occupy, accommodate everything that she's been requesting.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say, I don't see anything that they're asking.
Done, I'm late.
Even if we do what you were discussing earlier, making this small seating area. You'll still have plenty of room.
Yeah.
Because the treasurer's office won't need to be as large.
We have plenty of space though.
No,
We don't have to put everybody together. We have a whole empty room here.
Well, based on some of the, our assumed adjacencies and what we've learned tonight.
Tonight.
Well, they don't have to, they don't want to be.
Right.
These people get busy.
Right. Right.
But again, I think we're talking a few times a year.
Yeah, but we can accommodate the
Well,
request.
4
I mean,
times a year for the quarterly billing.
Right, and
And then you have the
excise.
sewer bill.
Right.
And then you have excise.
Right.
Square footage is like 900.
So what, 6 times?
Right?
Mhm.
Close to a year.
Tax collector was only, she's 200. But the treasurer's only 120, but that's including storage, which you're not gonna put in the room, right?
Well, the store, I saw her storage space, cause I went upstairs. She had like one of the smaller rooms besides the assessors. And I'm like, oh, you only have a few cabinets and a few boxes. She actually doesn't need that much space. Cause I went to see where her storage was.
I think it's more for tax time when the bills are out.
Correct.
She needs to be able to sprawl.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Correct.
just like, she was talking about, she's got short-term records and long-term records, stuff she needs accessible on a daily basis.
Right.
probably.
the other
Right.
stuff,
And the other stuff can go,
Right downstairs.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she's got stuff like she has, like, let's say you buy envelopes in bulk. So she needs storage wherever she buys. I'm like, to me, that's storage somewhere else where we could do downstairs. Because it's, it's nothing that's has to be in her office at that moment in time. And
and some of it's timely purchasing, too. Don't buy the stuff 6 months ahead of time. Have limits.
yeah. But these are just like, that's what I saw upstairs from her. She had the smallest storage space used.
But these rooms are so much bigger than where they are now.
Right.
Yes.
That I can't imagine there's gonna be any sort of issue with.
No.
Yeah.
Correct.
No. The wall space there alone is amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
So I don't see any issue with that.
so at our next meeting, are we gonna invite anyone else to come and discuss? We have the clerk, we have the assessor
We
and
need a
collector.
senior center.
Senior center and treasurer.
What?
Did somebody not show?
No, oh, just the tax budget, what she wrote us, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Need the Board of Health. Senior Center.
Oh,
Sorry.
um,
And the building inspector if he wants to.
When's your next meeting gonna be?
we haven't decided that yet.
It's our full-time inspector.
Oops,
It's
sorry.
supposed to start April 1st.
Right, I think we should wait till after
Well,
that.
that's right around the corner.
So I'm just asking.
Because we meet every 2 weeks. Does that make us fall into the 2 weeks after April 1st?
Yes.
Well, we don't have to have 3, we can have someone else come in his place. We can have,
Well, my work out this.
planning board. Oh, no, we already have that here.
So you need Board of Health, Senior Center,
Board of Health, Senior Center, Building Inspector, and Treasurer.
Treasurer.
So who haven't we met yet? And then we can just Treasurer,
I would say council on aging would probably be next.
Mm.
The other ones are smaller offices. I think
Yeah.
Get the big stuff out of the way. They're the biggest, really.
so we'll ask the Senior Center to come and want to do Building Inspector?
So hang on, with that being said, with the senior center, are we waiting for the new senior center director, which would probably be the smart thing to do, correct?
Yep, that's why I thought Chris was
Based on-
going, actually. And then
Yeah.
then he said,
well, when's that happening?
Do you know when about that tentatively might happen, Mr. Martin?
Not right now. I haven't gotten a response back.
I say schedule it. We're gonna reschedule and meet with people anyway. If the new person wants to tweak it a little bit.
So
I don't want-
schedule.
who would we
it with-
meet with?
Who's the interim?
Mm-mm,
She left.
She left.
Gone, we don't have one.
Friday's her last day.
There's nobody at the moment.
So maybe we push it off.
Do the Board of Health.
Well, Chris might find out tomorrow when this new person's starting, and that could be in 2 weeks, yes?
I'll
So,
know at this point in time.
right. So Board of Health definitely, treasurer. Anybody?
Well, we can, when it comes in, we can speak to him too. If he's not available to come to one of our meetings.
Let's just schedule it and figure out.
Yeah, just put them in the schedule and see what's up.
Okay. All right, so Board of Health and treasurer for sure, and then,
Potentially council.
actually, and
COA
building
is probably
inspector.
gonna be to an hour. Guaranteed.
So COA should be by themselves.
Probably gonna be a good hour to an hour.
Right, so, let's do this. Let's invite Board of Health, treasurer, and building inspector to the next meeting.
Okay.
And then we'll do the COA last, because we need some time.
Well, that will give them time to get acclimated too.
Okay. Okay, so, wait, make sure I did everything on the agenda. OPM walkthrough, town clerk, assessor, any other business?
No, just hope we have some, responses tomorrow.
Yep. How about an oil tank update? Have we gotten our number yet from? No number yet,
Months.
right. But it could happen any day now.
What,
Which was thinking.
I just wanted to bring this up because Jim wasn't here when he talked about this. Because remember we were talking about.
Oh, not again.
Yes! Yes, again, he wasn't here.
Here, Jim, here's a picture.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to understand it, okay?
Well, I did it because a lot of people couldn't understand it. Do you remember when we were talking about people just on space and they're.
I'm right over you.
Oh, yeah, okay,
She's
showing.
practicing.
For filing cabs and all that, and they just need it for meeting, but some places need privacy. So I figured if we divided it up and some people still need tables, like the Board of Health still looks at plans and whatnot when people come in for septic systems and all that, so that's why I'm like, oh, a table. And then I was thinking the same thing with the building inspector, they share it with half the room with somebody who only comes in at night who needs a table as well. Because he needs a table to look at plans and everything else and have meetings. So this is kind of what I was picturing, dividing up a room, having two. So you still have a privacy, but yet you still have an open office if you need. That's what I was picturing when I was talking about it last week. Last time we met.
And here's the picture for them that she was picturing.
Because some people are visual learners.
Some
That's
people
right.
are visual learners, so I
That's
put
right.
those in there.
That we weren't sure what type you were, so we wanted to show you.
I have a blank one with no pictures, just in case.
You can draw your own.
I try to cover all the bases. Because then when I was talking to you, I was just trying to explain, I figured this way it expresses what I was trying to explain.
Yep. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, just so you know.
Didn't you just?
Evidently evidently it's not. Yeah, it's Tennyson.
Excellent, all right. No oil tank update, everything, we're
Yeah.
done. So,
What do you mean no oil tank update? The update is there's no
There's no
change.
update.
no change.
No change.
I wrote no oil tank update because we haven't heard back yet for our number.
Correct.
No updates, there's no update.
No change. That's the update. No change.
Got it.
Still waiting.
So are we gonna receive an email from you guys this saying if anybody submitted? Okay, this one. That's all I have.
Yes,
we
friendly.
No, she's gonna send one out.
Oh, I know she is, I just asked her.
Well, the timeframe's pretty quick,
It is.
right? I mean, so they're due tomorrow, we have to get back to them by, where's those dates?
What do we do? We?
So we should schedule a meeting
Review them.
to open them.
Well, let's see if we get any first.
Well,
Schedule a meeting and you can cancel it.
we report that they were
Oh, it's
received,
negative Nancy.
and we're supposed to get 5 copies of each one, so everybody gets a copy. So I don't know if people just want to stop by after 1 o'clock. And that way you can pick up your set of books or submissions.
Because you asked for 4 and a PDF. I read it,
Yes.
the whole thing.
I'm glad you
And it
did.
was amazing. Oh, I do have a question for you, but I'll ask you afterwards. Responses due, 3:20, respondents shortlisted, 3:27.
Yeah, it's a week.
Well, there's only one response, so I don't think we need a week to shortlist it.
Well, maybe we'll get 3,
Thank you, positive thank you.
maybe we'll get
How
3
did
or 6.
your Q and A go?
Went good. It went good. You know,
You said,
we had no further questions
From the,
but,
from the people who
Okay,
attended.
that's what-
but you sent out the, did you send them all what we presented to the select board? Remember in the
Yes.
walkthrough? Yeah.
Yes,
You said you were gonna do
I sent, your packet, which included all the hard bids from
Right.
the, from windows, the
Yeah.
doors and
fire suppression.
fire suppression, the asbestos
Yeah.
removal,
Yep,
all that. I submitted all that to them.
yep.
The former study where you quoted from the former study,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yes, that was.
All right, so they have everything they need. So let's hope it comes in tomorrow by 1.
And if and I also have the feasibility book upstairs from Dora and Whittier, where they went
From
through,
2012 or whatever.
yeah, whenever that was.
Yep.
So they can go through that and make photocopies of any pages they wanted that too, at that point.
All right, looking at the calendar,
2 weeks, but the city, second.
April 2nd. And you said the building inspector starting April 1st?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fire.
Might as well acclimate him right away.
Well, I'm sure he must have an idea because he's coming from another building commissioner office.
Yeah, so he'll
Right.
know what he wants in his office, right? He might not know our building, but,
Right.
all right, he might not want to be at the assessor.
So we
Mhm.
doing 4:30.
Okay, so April 2nd. Personally, I prefer to have a meeting, get our business done beforehand at 4 and then have people come in at 4:30, but if you guys don't mind doing it, I don't care how we do it, but
Well, you won't get hot brownies then.
They're not hot brownies, they're coming from the day before.
Because you don't have enough time to go home and
well,
bake.
you could give it the afternoon off.
day. With pay.
All right, so what do you want, people?
4 o'clock, April 2nd?
Here or doing here?
Yeah, it'd be kind of tight in the,
Yeah, I think it's better, especially when we're having all those people come in and,
right,
Who's all the people?
you know,
building inspector, treasurer, and board of health.
I'm assuming when the COA one.
Who's the Board of Health? are gonna
That's what I
show
thought.
up?
What?
Who from the Board of Health is gonna show up? I don't see Dick Bombardier coming in. They don't show up.
Well, he's
I
the
don't-
chair.
I don't see Lee coming in.
They get what they get.
I don't think Bill, I don't think Bill Shaheen was because they all want Zoom meetings.
What about, their secretary?
Colleen may come in, but she is only be able to give you the day-to-day stuff. So,
She can give us what she needs for.
but I'm just saying is,
So just like Nicole, I guess this time when you write the letters out, we can say, if you cannot attend, please provide us with an email list of your wants and needs so we can discuss
not once.
your needs. Yep.
I need your.
Well, I think Colleen probably has a good handle on.
I agree.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
I agree.
I'm pretty sure she
No,
wants
it's-
to
it's
not
different.
be in the.
do the other stuff,
Right.
you know.
All right, motion to adjourn, oh, so, and then I'd be happy.
So what is it, 4 o'clock?
I think
4 o'clock.
Yes.
I think that's plenty, 30 minutes, plenty. I think that would be more than
Here?
15 minutes after seeing them today.
Yeah,
I would even say 15-minute slots.
Okay, so like 4:30 for,
4:30 for, building inspector,
Hmm.
45.
4:45 for treasurer, and 5 o'clock for board of health.
And
And at 4 o'clock, we'll meet and do our business. Maybe we'll have an oil tank update, a more interesting one, and some OPM updates.
do we put information, we have it, obviously taped, and I actually understand all this stuff. Should we let people know, or, cause you know, you read on Facebook, no one knows where anything's at. Should we say for updates of West Street, please look at
select.
the select board meeting, our meeting on YouTube or GCam? And so that way they have a location to go to, because all they do is. They're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
They haven't mentioned
This
West
is
Street,
something
right?
we do.
They haven't,
Well, I know that, that's just.
West Street hasn't come up.
I think
It's more
once, I
important
think
thing.
once the OPM comes in and we have a better understanding of our timeline and our dates, maybe then.
Yeah,
Because really, it's nothing really to report back on yet, because we're still in the
Yeah, yeah.
preliminary stage.
I just asking, because somebody asked me,
I think it'll be important once they actually see
Progress.
people going in.
yeah,
Once they
And
see the
things
tank
coming out.
coming out, then they'll know. that
Then we
they're
would probably do an
working.
update to let them know what happened
yeah.
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 Only because it was brought to my attention when I went to go vote.
by citizen.
Yes.
Good for them.
All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn in a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is finished.